Okay. 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 Let me see if you can see it a little bit. Okay, it's a little better now. Okay. Yeah, buddy. Welcome to our podcast.
David and Goliath.
David
I'm
and Goliath.
I'm Goliath. No, you're David.
Should we just stand up? Oh no, they can't see. So.
Wait, stick your arm up.
Okay.
Was
Mine's
that
kind of long anyway.
Okay? What's another measurement? I feel like they can see that once I'm bigger than you.
Welcome to our show. This is our first ever show. We're gonna be talking about our trip to Southeast Asia.
Yes, and it's dedicated to Kira.
Yes, because this is gonna be used for her anxiety treatment.
Correct.
We're gonna give you our favorite things that we did, our tips and hints and tips, and things we didn't like, what we did like, what we would have done differently. And we're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna have fun.
We're just gonna have fun.
Okay. So we actually planned this. When did we plan this podcast? When did we plan this trip?
Podcast. I'd say we started talking about it probably in March of 2023. Like, it had been front of mind.
Whilst I was in Colombia.
Yeah, while he was in Colombia.
Mm.
But the thing is, I was based in Spain. Tarsh had just left Spain to go travel South America, and he was just only getting started there. So we weren't really sure when we were going to do the trip, because he had just started traveling in a completely different side of the world.
Yeah, but I did know that I wanted to do Southeast Asia in the later period of the year because of the weather, no?
Yeah.
Because it's in season there. It's hot
yes,
there.
but I feel like we actually didn't research that much.
Yeah.
Because we went into rainy season.
Yeah, I didn't actually know it was going to be rainy season. I just thought it's going to be cold in Europe. We'll go to Asia. And
Exactly.
It's always hot.
Exactly. I think that was the plan, wasn't it? That we'd go during the winter time.
Yeah.
In Europe. Okay, yes, correct. That sounds about right.
And I was out gallivanting in South America. And you brought me back for...
my 30th birthday.
Yeah. I flew all that way for her 30th birthday. And we had a great time.
We had a great time.
You rented a boat for your birthday, and then we went to London, which wasn't so great.
Yeah.
I had how would you word that? What me and Moeed had?
At the time, Tarsh and Moeed were feuding, one more than the other, I'd say. And we were in a group of... Like, it was really a Frankenstein group. Like, each person in the group had, like, brought a few people into the group. Everyone was kind of meeting for the first time, besides, like, the core people. And I guess Tarsh was just not feeling copacetic with Moeed.
Yeah.
So he just
What's
went...
that word?
Copacetic means, like, okay.
Okay.
So he just went on a silent strike.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, everyone thought he was mute.
Yeah. Well, this guy, Moeed, he talks a lot. And when I was there, I didn't feel like talking to him, because at the time, I didn't think he was a good thing. I didn't want to talk to him. And now we're better, obviously, Moeed, if you're watching this. And at the time, I just didn't want to talk. And that was actually, it kind of killed the mood.
It was a complete basket.
No, but there was a few moments where I came out. One, when Moeed brought out the banana bread. I was like, oh, this guy, I don't like him, but his banana bread is busting.
It was so moist.
Yeah,
it was so
the
good.
banana bread was so good.
Yeah.
And then in my birthday, we went to the park and I spoke to him there. I had some drinks.
Yeah. He actually mentioned to me after the fact that, like, you were super talkative to him, relatively speaking. And he suspected it was because you had a few drinks in you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it's had a few drinks. And I was merry because, off topic, but many years ago I tried to have a birthday party and none of my friends came. So then I was like, fuck them, I'm never going to host anything ever again. Fast forward, that was many years ago. And I was hoping, because I haven't seen all of them in a long time, that they would actually turn up, and they turned up.
They literally all came through. It was like 20 to 30 very drunk lads in a park.
No girls.
No, one girl.
Yeah.
Me.
You. One mother.
Oh, yes.
Nish.
Yeah, Nish. And then 3 girls, actually.
Oh, yeah, the baby.
And their daughter.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, good times. But then we came back, we prepared for Southeast Asia. Who helped us plan? Did anyone help us plan it?
I think our BFF Charlie helped us plan
Oh yeah, Charlie. Charlie for sure helped us.
Do you want to explain who Charlie is?
Charlie is ChatGPT. ChatGPT helped us a lot, but for the most part, we just freestyled it. Angela came up with a route that, in theory, was supposed to be efficient. It was like a circular route, but seeing as we were flying everywhere, I guess it didn't really matter that we took a circular route.
What do you mean, from like Vietnam, like Thailand, Vietnam?
Yeah, because we went from the center of Thailand to the north, top of Vietnam, down to the south, which we didn't fly.
Yeah.
Well, we took one flight, and then back to Thailand.
Yeah.
South of Thailand. But what I meant was like that route would have been efficient if we were like taking buses.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was
because we could have flown from north to south. Sorry, we flew from center to north.
Yeah.
We could have flown to the south and done Thailand all in one go.
Yeah.
And then flew to north or south of Vietnam. We didn't save like any flights really. And then we could have flown to the next country.
But we probably saved like a good like hour each trip though. Because the way you're saying is like fly north,
like
then
instant,
fly south,
like instant teleportation.
Then fly south, then fly north.
Yeah.
Like we just flew. Hello? What was that? Did you? What? Never mind. I just heard like an echo or something, but I guess it was just like your like throat making noise. Okay, anyways, yeah, all good.
Yeah.
The flying path was more efficient, and we ended up taking buses and trains all the way from northern Vietnam to southern Vietnam.
Yeah, that part we wouldn't have changed anyway.
Yeah.
So we landed in Thailand.
And what was the name of the city?
Bangkok.
Correct.
We landed in Bangkok. What were your first thoughts on Bangkok? Because we had to make our way to our Airbnb. Or was it a booking? Yeah, our accommodation.
The water that like had seeped into the cracks on the street looked radioactive green. Like it was some back alley place. Like it smelled like dying chickens, honestly.
Yeah.
People were simultaneously also cutting cilantro.
Yeah, there was a lot of dying animals around. Their juices mixed in with their laundry.
Yeah.
Mixed in with I don't know what else.
Everywhere we walked, like, we couldn't really tell. Like, people were just chilling and, like, laying down. And it was really hard to tell if they were homeless. Yeah. And that was, like, their permanent place of rest. Yeah. Or they were just chilling. Like, they're on a break or something.
And some of the paths that we had to walk through to, like, get out and about were quite shady.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't lit. They were really shady. Lots of people hanging around.
Yeah.
By some smelly river.
Yeah.
We didn't stay in Bangkok too long. Do you think, how long did we stay in Bangkok? 3 days?
Yeah, we ended up staying 3 days, I think.
Do you think that was enough or too much or?
I think that was personally enough, but it's also personal preference as well. So for me, I grew up in a big city. I grew up in New York. So most big cities that I've been to are relatively the same. Like you go there for the food and you enjoy the food, but besides that, there's like nothing else really to do in the interim.
Yeah.
So having tasted some of the food, like we had gone to so many night markets already within those first 3 days that we had gone to sample like so much variety of their cuisine that I felt like we had extracted all there was to Bangkok already. Also, it was like extremely chaotic. So it was like walking through Times Square on New Year's Eve every single day.
Yeah. And neither of us at the time were party animals.
Yeah.
So
at the time, are you?
I just came from South America where I was partying for 6 months.
Okay.
So we weren't party animals, and we I think we already knew that from everyone we spoke to or what we read that you don't really want to stay in Bangkok.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think even Chris, shout out to Koshan Uncharted, because I think he told me you don't want to stay in Bangkok anyway. Oh yeah, he gave us some route tips and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
He was the one that said get out of Bangkok.
He gave us a lot of tips. Shout out to Koshan. Shout out to Koshan.
Yeah, Cody and Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got out of Bangkok. I don't think we would have done anything differently. Maybe the area we stayed.
Yeah. I think we stayed in the old town, so the streets were extremely cramped, quite dirty. Very close to the palace, though, so that was a nice like area to see.
Yeah.
For half a day. But there are areas outside of Bangkok that are way more clean, with like lots of high rises and just more spaced out in general, if that's your vibe.
Yeah.
We were also very close to Khao San Road.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very intense. I really wanted to visit the ping pong show. The ping pong show where they shoot ping pong balls out of their vaginas. I thought it would have been funny. We didn't end up doing it. You didn't want to do it anyway.
I did not. It was
like
to be honest, I did
exploitation kind of thing.
Yeah.
But how different? Okay, no, it's different. But I was gonna say like in Amsterdam, they have sex shows where they do all these crazy stuff, and it's fine there. But in Thailand, it's not.
Yeah, probably because the wages are also different. Also, I just, like, even in Amsterdam, it's not something I'm keen on seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you had just watched The Hangover, and you...
But it's not just in Hangover, it's in loads of films, but obviously they stereotype.
Yeah.
They stereotype, like, Thailand and this side of the world with doing crazy things.
That's true. I feel like when we were walking down that street, though, like... the guys that were selling tickets to the ping pong show, like, had profiled Taj from, like, literally 50 feet away, and they were all running to him.
Short guy, yeah. Because I do feel like if I was to see me, I would be like, okay, this guy probably doesn't get any girls. He's prime target.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fair play, you got me. What are the prices? You know? But yeah, because we stand out on like because we were very, throughout our whole time in Southeast Asia, we were very memorable.
Yeah.
Tall Asian girl, which is rare.
Yeah.
Short guy with a big beard. They don't have no one has beards in Southeast Asia. So we were very memorable. But then we flew out to the north. We went to
Chiang
Mai. And what were your first thoughts on Chiang Mai?
I love Chiang Mai. I thought, like, so first and foremost, Chiang Mai is surrounded by a square moat. And then everything within that moat is considered the old town. So that's where we spent the majority of our time. I thought upon seeing Chiang Mai, it was like extremely beautiful, well manicured, nice open, wide streets. The first hotel we stayed in was also extremely nice. There was like an outdoor pool, if you remember. Like the receptionist had given us so many tips and was so friendly.
Yeah, she was really cool. Thui. Her name was Thui.
Yeah, she was sick.
Thui, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah.
We'll link her Instagram. Give her up. In case our dog wants to check it out.
And did we originally go up to Chiang Mai to do the elephant thing, or we just went Chiang Mai and then the elephant thing was there?
So before getting to Thailand, I had known that I wanted to do an elephant experience. So that sanctuary that we ended up going to was contacted them prior to even leaving Spain, and the window that they gave us was really the only time that like suit our schedule. So I knew we had to be in Chiang Mai within the first 5 days of landing in Bangkok.
Okay, and let's talk about the sanctuary experience, because we both really loved that sanctuary.
Yeah.
And it was actually very ethical.
Yeah.
It was like absolutely no contact with the animals. We met 2 lovely girls, Cecilia and Andrea.
You better cut that out. You want to retry that?
No, it's fine. Andrea and Cecilia. And we had a great time with them. The elephants, what did you think when you first saw the elephants?
I thought they were like extremely majestic. What did you think?
I thought they would be bigger.
You thought they'd be bigger?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know, because I don't know how big elephants get, and I'm sure there's different species of elephants maybe where they have different sizes. But I thought they would be way bigger than they were.
Yeah.
But it was still very cool to see the way they interact, their trunk. That's a firework going off.
Talk more about the ethical piece of the sanctuary.
Yeah, so they actually buy their elephants, which I didn't think that was the case, because I thought when an elephant gets too old or sick or they're injured, they would save them. But elephants are very valuable in Thailand, and they're obviously sacred. They're like on all their clothing and stuff. It's a very sacred animal. And for most of their history, I guess, they've been used as workhorses. So elephants can live a very long time, and they're very strong, and they get worked most of their lives. And this sanctuary saves up using donations and their own money and other things to buy these elephants. So they buy an elephant, they look after it, then they save up money thanks to volunteers and people who come and do their experience to buy another elephant, and then they look after it, they make an enclosure. And some of these elephants are actually trauma, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of trauma actually. So the one that, there was one that was at the sanctuary that needed to be isolated from the other 2 elephants because it has a lot of trauma against people in general, but also other elephants. So the owner of the sanctuary was actually telling us that when it was in the logging business, the farmers that it was working with used to give it methamphetamine so it could continue working throughout the night.
Yeah.
And that started from a very young age. And elephants are extremely intelligent as well. The way it's been described to me is they're like on the same level of trainability as dogs. So just giving an animal a drug for that long and forcing them to continue working is not only cruel, it messes with their psychology. So it requires a very special type of caretaker to build trust with that elephant. So in a lot of these sanctuaries where you're allowed to like touch the elephant and bathe with them, it's not only a danger to them because animals get very stressed if they're getting if people are interacting with them, especially if that's not something that they want at the time, but also it could be dangerous for the guests as well, because at the end of the day, an animal is unpredictable, and they're so heavy and so big that they could really hurt you.
Yeah, and I remember saying that even the ones where they claim is ethical, the sanctuaries where they claim it's ethical, but you can maybe touch the elephants or bathe them. Some of them say bathe them. We were told that no matter what, as long as there's interaction with tourists, the caretaker of the elephant has to keep using pain. What's it called? Pain. Yeah,
negative reinforcement.
Yeah, it has to keep using negative reinforcement to keep the animal in check, because as long as there's tourists touching it, the animal has to behave, and the caretakers sometimes have to put themselves in danger and to get in between the elephants and the tourists to protect the tourists, because the tourists are like the top priority, and even where you have to bathe them, there's still pain compliance with the elephants.
Exactly.
So it's still not ethical. So the best way is to have no contact, which is what we did. We went on a nice river walk with them. We fed them. They eat a lot.
They eat a lot.
Yeah. we went on a few river walks. The hosts were very nice as well. It was talk about the hosts.
Yeah, so the hosts were Berman and Emily. I think they've been married for, I believe, over 10 years at this point. And they started the sanctuary together. Emily is from Australia. Berm is local to the part of Thailand where the sanctuary lives. And Berm actually employs a lot of his family members to keep them out of trouble and make sure that they stay in school and can give them an option to continue studying as well. So it was great to see. Their entire family was so extremely kind. Like, the experience wasn't just with the animals, it was also like going out into nature and like doing a jungle trek and like seeing waterfalls. But also there was a lot of bonding with the kids that worked on the farm and Berm throughout the night, right? Like we played games until like what time in the morning?
We played loads of games, and they had loads of dogs. And you love dogs.
Yeah,
and cats.
There were probably over like 15 dogs and cats on the property, because whatever stray dog wanders into the farm, they end up staying if they get along with the pack. And they get fed and treated well and everything, and they get to play. Berm also loves to sing.
Yeah. And play guitar. He's really good at playing the guitar.
Yeah, so he was just belting his heart out.
Yeah, and we did karaoke.
Yeah.
With Cecilia and Andrea.
Yeah.
That was nice. We had some amazing pancakes for breakfast.
Yeah.
It was a very expensive, well, not very, but it was an expensive excursion.
Yeah.
But I think because it was originally your idea, I think you viewed it as like a donation, which is what it is.
Yeah.
Because what the food and accommodation they give you costs nothing compared to what we pay, but what we're actually helping them with is to buy their next elephant.
Exactly.
Which I forgot how much an elephant cost.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Maybe like 50,000, 20,000 euros, something like that. It was very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a great start to our Thailand trip. After that, we went to, where did we go?
After that, we went to Pai and did the Mae Hong Song Loop.
Yeah. Our first
motorcycle adventure.
With motorbikes, yeah. And you had no prior experience.
Correct. I had no prior experience.
Yeah.
In Spain, I'm not allowed to drive because I have an American license, and at the time, I didn't have an international driver's permit.
Yeah.
So I was not allowed anywhere near wheels.
Yeah. And that's funny because I have lots of experience with motorbikes. And so there was a period where in my village in Turkey, I was riding bikes all the time. And then I had a few accidents. And then I had a fear of motorbikes for a long time.
Did you get hurt in any of those accidents though? Okay.
Yeah, so I had a fear of motorbikes.
Like seriously injured?
Yeah, I just lost confidence in my ability to drive, and also the motorbikes I were driving were very not up to standard as well. So I had a very long period where I was scared of driving motorbikes myself. Yeah. And it's only in Valencia where I started to get over that fear, driving the Yegos, the electric scooters. So me having way more experience on motorbikes than you.
Yeah.
It's funny how that turns out.
I just want to set the stage though, because a lot of people have said this to me in the past, that I'm like extremely confident in a vehicle, but it took me until I was 25 to get a license. I failed my driver's test 3 times. Oh wow. And had to get me too. I had to get like 3 learner's permits because it kept on expiring. Like, and this is not without trying, okay? I understand if you're like, oh, like I'll take one test and you like 4 years pass. Like, no, this was like every year since I was 20.
And from my knowledge, well, I don't know if you know how difficult it is to get a driving license in the UK. is very difficult in the UK, but it seems very easy in the America.
Correct. In the US, it's just a 5
just to
minute.
put extra context to you failing 3 times versus me failing 3 times.
Fair enough, exactly. Yeah, it's very fast. It's like 5 minutes. You're in and you're out. I was missing stop signs.
Yeah.
I was like, I was doing like rolling red lights, like insane. But still, I've always had this confidence driving. I don't know why. I just feel extremely comfortable in a car.
Yeah. So anyway, we rent motorbikes. We're gonna do this big loop, and I discover that I can't take turns very well. I can't go around the bends very well, which the whole point of this Maison loop was that it's very bendy.
Yeah,
And
there's like 2,500 bends in this loop.
Yeah, and Angela, with her no experience, was just zooming down these bends. She was doing very well. She had less fear than me in the bends, and I just had this fear of the wheel slipping. So I was really struggling with the bends. I still struggle a lot with the bends.
He wasn't leaning enough. That was the thing. He wasn't trusting his bike at all.
Yeah. And
but I do want to compliment you. You were really good on the straights.
Yeah. Yo, the straights, I had her. Any straight, I had her. I was in her. And yeah, so we did this loop. The loop, we did it in 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
We didn't complete
3
the
days,
loop,
I think.
but we took our time with it because our not philosophy, but our what's the right word for this trip? Like freestyling it.
Our objective.
Our vibes was like go with the flow. Yeah. Our vibes were like just go with the flow.
Yeah.
We weren't rushing anything, so we only did like half the loop and then we turned back on ourselves.
Yeah.
But it took us like 4 days. What did we do on the loop? Can't remember. We went to the cave.
Yeah, so we went to this giant cave,
Yeah.
which was actually a set of like 3 caves, but because of the recent flooding, we could only really go to one cave.
Because it was rainy season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We went to Ban Rak Thai, which is a Chinese village.
Oh, yeah.
Close to the border with
China.
Myanmar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is it Myanmar? Okay. Why did they say Chinese border?
I said Chinese village, bitch. I said Chinese village.
Oh, that was different. That was in Vietnam.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like,
Chinese village, yeah.
Okay, I don't ever want to hear any complaints about geography, about flying north, south, blah, blah, blah.
Terrible at geography. Yeah, that Chinese village was very nice. It was very picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
Huge lake in the middle. The town was circling this lake. It was beautiful. And along this route, we made friends with...
we made a German friend,
yeah.
Nico,
yeah. And he just kept on finding us on this loop. Shout out to Nico.
Shout out to Nico.
You should be a PI.
Literally, like, in the most... okay, so this route is probably, like, over 200 kilometers long or something, right?
Very long.
I get that we started on the same day, but everyone stops at different places.
Yeah.
And even if you stop at the same place, for example, Bang Rak Thai village,
the
chances of you bumping into each other immediately are small.
Yeah.
So we just kept on, like, stopping consistently with the... We were stopping, and then, like, 2 minutes later, Nico would pop up.
Yeah. I think the loop in general is a pretty standard loop. But because he was our friend, I was telling him, hey, we're going to go stay here, we're going to go stay there, and he would pop up. I guess maybe he took it as an invite, but he was really cool.
Yeah, he was super cool.
And we went and stayed in some really nice places in nature, no?
Yeah.
We stayed in a place where there was like a tree out front with fruit. What kind of passion fruit tree?
Yeah.
That was a really nice place. Then we stayed in some A-frames with loads of dogs, which you love.
Yes. I am a lover of dogs. Yeah. I mean, I love Kira. Shout out to Kira.
Yeah.
I hope you're watching this.
Kira.
I hope you're watching. Howling. Yeah, don't howl, girl. Don't howl. Calm down. You need to calm down. Lots of dogs all over Thailand. And that was kind of a double-edged sword, honestly. Well, all across Southeast Asia. Yeah, because like for me, dogs are such like sacred animals, and to see them like out on the street and alone was really sad to me. So anytime we saw one, we would like toss him some treats and stuff and give it a pet.
Oh yeah, on this we bought lots of dog treats. And put it in our cup holders on the bikes, and we're just tossing them out like
we thought
Santa.
we were Mother Teresa of dogs. Like we were just.
And you were petting every dog, even though you don't have a rabies shot, which was very risky.
Yeah, but I survived.
You survived.
Honestly,
I had some close calls.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was going to be an issue until our friend Vince, who works at an animal shelter, was telling me how dangerous it was that I was just petting random animals.
I also didn't know how dangerous rabies was as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, that was a double-edged sword because I know in Europe there's not many stray dogs, and you love dogs.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you have access to dogs everywhere that are very sociable and for the most part, and they come to you for love, and you can give them love and treats. But it's sad that you have that opportunity.
Yeah.
The fact that you have the opportunity is sad, but you loved helping these animals.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could, I would go back and start a sanctuary and just collect dogs.
What would your sanctuary be called? Lose. Lose.
Big and Little Lou.
Yeah. And what else did we do? So we did the loop. We went back to pie. We didn't
talk about pie.
We didn't talk about pie. Yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts and impressions on pie? Would recommend.
I actually would recommend pie. It's a very free place. There's no police and stuff. There's lots of hippies there. Our first initial experience of pie was we first heard of it from Chris told me about it.
Yeah.
But then we heard of it from Cecilia and Andrea, and they recommended us this hostel.
Yeah.
This hippie hostel. We went there, and obviously the rain didn't help. But they had a no shoes policy, no footwear policy. But a lot of their facilities had outdoor access. So everyone's out here, buck feet, naked feet. It's raining outside.
Is buck feet a word?
I don't know, it is.
Because I get it.
Most people are on mushrooms. We fucked up a few people's high.
Yeah.
By trying to be social.
We're trying to have a conversation and they're just like high out of their minds and I have no idea.
Yeah, because this was our first hostel experience. I love hostels, so I know it's you could talk to anyone, but in this hostel I feel like everyone was tripping or, going through, they were super high and everyone was kind of doing their own thing. Yeah. And we wanted to make friends with a few people that were way too high to function to talk to us.
Correct.
So we definitely fucked up their high.
Yeah.
To get to our bedroom, to get to the dorms, you had to go walk through the ground, which is uncovered.
Yeah.
So your
muddy
feet,
as fuck.
yeah. So your feet are muddy. You can't go into the toilets with footwear neither. It's this whole area is still no footwear. People pissing everywhere on the floor. I got athlete's foot from this fucking place. People pissing everywhere, and then you go into your bed. You wipe your feet as best you can, but you climb into your bed. Did you have a top bunk as well? Yeah, we both had top bunks. We climb into these bitches. In the morning, we pull off the covers, and there's dirt everywhere on the mattress.
Yo, I had so many rocks between my sheets.
Yeah, full of dirt. How long did we stay there? We stayed there like
2-3 days.
Two nights maybe. We stayed two nights.
Yeah.
And then I think it was you who initiated it, and I agreed that we should get the fuck out of here. So we got out of there. But in the hostel we made lots of nice friends. Raya, her name was?
Raya.
Lovely French girl.
We loved her. Shout out.
Yeah. And yeah, we did 2 days of excursions with her. Our first day was really nice.
Yeah.
When we went to the bamboo bridge place, and we went to a few places.
Yeah, Pai is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful place, full of nature. The town is small, Everyone's got bikes. You ride 10 minutes out of town and you're immediately in nature. There was a canyon place we went to. There was so much nature. And she was really sweet as well.
Yeah,
she was really
so
cool.
sweet. She was so cool.
And we went out.
Yeah.
On a night out. Did we get drunk?
We did bar hopping with
we did bar hopping and karaoke. No. Yeah. Anyway, we went out.
Yeah, we did do karaoke actually.
Oh yeah. And then the next day we tried to go to the cave.
Yeah.
It pissed down.
Yeah, it was pissing.
Yeah, it took us so long on these windy roads because it was pissing down. It was slippery.
Yeah.
We got like maybe halfway to this cave.
More. I think we got more, but it took like 2 hours to get to that point when the whole ride was only an hour and a half.
Yeah, so we turned around and we just drove back. And on the way back, we went to hot springs, which was very nice because it was cold.
Yeah.
And the water was hot.
Yes.
That was nice. And then in the end, we left Pai. We did some weed.
In Pai?
Yeah.
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 I guess I had never really learned to smoke weed.
Yeah, I had to teach her how to inhale because she was just wasting all the weed.
I was smoking it like a cigar. Like the smoke was going in my mouth and then out.
Yeah. And I got high. You say you didn't, but I know you were high too. You're trying to be big. You are big, you don't seem big. And then, so we left Pai, and then where did we go?
We went back to Chiang Mai.
Oh yeah, back to Chiang Mai.
And then let's talk about Chiang Rai. Let's do just highs and lows because I feel like that was a quick trip.
Yeah, Chiang Rai, we only went there for the White Temple and,
correct.
And stuff. I don't really, when I speak about Thailand, I don't really remember Chiang Rai.
Yeah.
We went to the White Temple, it was nice, super busy.
Yeah.
The temple was beautiful though.
Yeah, the temple was extremely ornate. Yeah. There's like a bridge that you cross over with like hands. Hundreds or thousands of hands sticking up from the bottom, like carved hands.
Yeah. Like as a piece of art, amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Would I go there again just to see this art? Probably not.
Me neither. Thailand also has a dark side, where a lot of like older European white men go for sex tourism.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that street quickly?
Yeah, well, that was in Bangkok or...
No, that was in... Remember, it was in Chiang Rai when we walked down that street and it was, like, extremely sketch.
Okay, yeah. But I guess it's not just in China. I guess it's a Thailand thing in general.
Yeah.
Where these old white guys... They're not always old, neither. Maybe guys who can't get girls as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Who come here and with the power of their currency and their allure of their passport, they can get attention from all these girls very easily, and you always see Thai girls with English guys or like white guys, yeah. And sometimes it looks very awkward. Well, it's always awkward because you can spot it from sometimes a mile away because it's like a 70-year-old white guy with a 18-year-old, and sometimes they look even younger than that because Thai people would look young anyway.
Yeah. So
they look super young.
And sometimes they can be that young too.
Yeah. I'm sure. I know there's a problem with like underage girls. Like Southeast Asia in general is very fucked up. Like people are very poor, and they're trying to do whatever they can to survive. They like a lot of families have loads of kids because yes, they have to look after them when they're grown up, but when they're older, it's the source of income for the family. So, and obviously what is wrong, but for like a family who's like, let's say a mother who feels like she has no option but to, I don't know, give her a 16-year-old girl, let her date this old guy, but this old guy's going to pay them, feed them, and give her money, and there's no other way for her, that she can see to, like, we can't judge their struggle because thankfully we've never ever had to struggle like that ever, and hopefully we never will. But that side of the world is very, like, people are desperate.
Yeah.
And yeah, and because the white guys are doing this, it's creating an avenue. So it just keeps expanding, like supply and demand.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's the dark side of it.
Yeah.
Then after Chiang Rai, we didn't stay in Chiang Rai too long. Oh, there was that black temple that was
in Chiang Rai, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, that was actually quite interesting.
Yeah, that was
quite
nice. That was the one I couldn't go into, right? I could just see the outside of it.
That's the blue temple.
Oh.
The black one was the art one that we went to.
Right,
the arty one.
Bang
Rak Tao? No. It just sounded right.
Bang Rak Tao is the Chinese village.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah, this is by some artist.
Yes, it's like a very famous Thai artist.
Yeah, that was quite cool, actually.
Yeah, that was super nice.
There was some art in there. And then after Chiang Rai, we went back to Chiang Mai.
Went back to Chiang Mai, and then you flew out to Vietnam, and then I joined you one day after.
Yeah, I had one day of freedom where I went on a pub crawl in the hostel, and honestly, I feel like I made maybe more than 20 friends that night. I was very active the whole day and night, and
so active.
Yeah, I met so many people, and then you joined me the next day in the same hostel. And then what did we do there in Hanoi?
Hanoi was we did a food tour mainly.
Yeah.
It was extremely chaotic the first night. I feel like I didn't even know how to cross the street because there were so many cars, so many people in every single direction. Tarj essentially just leaped out into the middle of the road and stuck his hand out, as per usual, typical of him. Yeah. So that's how we crossed.
Yeah. But then we came up with a system where you would drag me.
Yeah, because a lot of times we weren't sure how to cross. It was like Crossy Road, that video game.
Yeah.
So we just would link arms and we would assign a leader to guide this crossing, which was much needed, honestly. Because even there were crosswalks in the middle of a freeway in which cars were going 30, 40, 50 kilometers an hour. And it could be very intimidating to step out onto the pavement.
And you have to, what were the tips that we got for?
You just you have to be consistent.
Keep a consistent pace so you're predictable.
Yeah.
And
put your arm up. Yeah. And look for a wide enough gap where the car can see you coming and has the opportunity to slow down. Don't just leap into the middle of traffic when they're speeding on by.
Yeah. It's usually motorbikes as well.
Yeah.
And the motorbikes can swerve. They'll come very close.
They will swerve.
Yeah, they'll come very close to you, but they will.
Yeah.
They will predict your movements. And the food.
Food was great. Yeah. Oh my god, we discovered bun cha, which is a sweet and sour meat sauce that you dip vermicelli noodles into.
Shout out to
Terry,
the guy that died.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
shout out to Anthony Bourdain. For the rec, we went to the restaurant that he went to with Obama. That shit was
that was so good. We didn't even talk about the food in Thailand. Let's quickly.
Oh yeah, let's quickly roll back.
What was the
highlights? Pad Thai.
Pad Thai. That's generic in Thailand, but it's delicious.
Delicious.
The one in
Khao Soi.
Khao Soi,
is a northern delicacy. Must try when you're there. And then our favorite dessert is none other than
mango sticky rice.
Yeah, mango sticky rice all day, every day.
Literally.
So good.
Literally, nearly every day.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would each get our own. We tried to share because I feel like we were eating a lot. Honestly, it was every 3 hours we were eating a meal.
And if you go with someone, the best thing to do is to get into a sharing habit. Get two different dishes each, and you both get half each.
Yeah.
That way you get to try so many different foods.
Yeah, for sure. That was the best part.
Yeah, the khao soi. We went to a Michelin star khao soi.
Yeah, where the khao soi was probably 2-3 euros for a bowl.
Yeah, Michelin
if
star.
that, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So good,
Spicy.
so rich. It's a spicy curry noodle with crunchy bits on top. Yeah, exactly. So in terms of like mouthfeel, it just has everything. It's like soft, it's crunchy, it's also sour and sweet and like spicy, kind of like the Asian like trifecta. You know what I mean?
So nice. Okay, back to Vietnam.
Okay, Vietnam.
So in Hanoi, what do we do? Why do we go to Hanoi, or what do we do there?
Hanoi was just the landing base.
Oh yeah.
But from Hanoi, we went north to do the Ha Giang Loop, which is like a famous motorcycle loop. Yeah.
And before we actually did the Ha Giang Loop, did we do Ha Giang Loop first or the boat?
Oh yes, we did Ha Long Bay first.
Oh yeah, so we got a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Thanks to your negotiating.
Yeah, shout out to Lily in Hanoi.
Yeah.
We got like a double package to go to Ha Long Bay in like a 4-star like luxury cruise for 2 nights and 3 days. Yeah. As well as do the Ha Giang Loop.
4 days.
Which is 4 days.
Yeah.
3 nights. And I think we paid 750 euros total for both of us, which is like, what, 375 each?
Yeah.
And we had met people...
Loads of people who paid way more than us.
Who probably paid like 500 euros for like 3 nights in Ha Giang and like 1 day in Ha Long Bay.
Yeah.
In a way, way shittier boat. Like, our boat was... like a so luxury boutique boat. Like the room was amazing. Like
the room was so luxurious. The shower, everything about
it. Exactly, like
3-4 bed.
Yeah, exactly. 3-4 course meals for like lunch and dinner.
Yeah. Buffet breakfast. Yeah, it was amazing.
Very nicely cut up fruit. You know it's gonna be popping when the fruit's good.
Yeah. And actually, Ha Long Bay was. It was surreal because it never looks like some places in the world, like you see it on the internet.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, this is cool. You go there, and it is cool, but you're not like starstruck. Like you know, like it's not awe-inspiring. But I felt like Ha Long Bay, seeing all those thousands of islands, was actually like way better than anything that we saw. Well, anything that I imagined it would to be through everything that I saw, because it's such a viral place.
Yeah, for sure. Like it literally looked like it was straight out of Avatar, not The Last Airbender, like the blue people one.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like the greens were super greens, and like the water was so beautiful and clear.
Kayaking.
Yeah, we kayaked.
Did we swim in the water? Mm-hmm. We did?
Yeah, they brought us to like an alcove one day, which was like completely private, and we swam.
Did we jump off the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, now I remember. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, it was insane, right?
Nice with the kayaking, and then we finished the boat, which was amazing. Then we did the Ha Giang Loop.
Yeah. Okay,
we had a big debate, right, about whether we ride our own or we get easy riders.
Yes.
Which is someone who rides the bike for you and you're just chilling there admiring the view.
Exactly. Even going to Hanoi though, like the Ha Giang Loop is an experience that everyone does, like especially in the hostel world, which is where we stayed the first 2 nights. And a lot of people were like had yet to do the loop, but a lot of people had just come back from the loop and had said how difficult the route was, and like how they don't think they could have done it without their easy rider. So Tarsh and I were debating the entire time if we should get an easy rider, if we shouldn't. I honestly wanted to drive myself, so I knew I was going to drive.
Because you had this confidence of driving from from Thailand, so you really had confidence driving.
Yeah, like I really wanted to drive. Myself.
I still had the fear of doing the turns and stuff, so I wasn't sure. But then I was like, fuck it, if Angela can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, honestly, it really was a game time decision because we had to tell Lily, shout out to Lily, our travel agent, like 24 hours before we left for the loop, like what our decision was, and Tarsh was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's how it went.
And what actually helped me to decide was the fact that we were gonna have semi-automatic bikes.
Yeah.
Because part of the reasons of going the turns, like going uphill on a turn, I'm good. I can lean a lot because I know the bike's gonna slow down.
Yeah.
But downhill turns is where it was problematic, and most bikes that we rented, like the scooters, automatic ones,
Yeah.
had the eco mode where they would go into neutral
Yeah.
as soon as I guess the gyrometer or whatever it's called sense that you're going downhill.
Yeah.
The bike would just go into neutral, and then there's no engine braking, so it was picking up speed the whole time. But with the manual, I YouTubed and I knew that you could do engine braking. Well, I knew I've got a manual license, so I know you can do engine braking anyway in a car. So that's what was like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so essentially, like, the morning before we left to start the loop, I was extremely nervous because I had never driven a semi-automatic motorcycle. In the US, we drive automatic vehicles, so the whole concept of, like, I didn't even know how a manual car worked.
I've never driven semi-auto bikes neither.
Yeah, but, like, at least you know what a clutch is. You know the concept of the gears. Like, I should have known because I've ridden a bike, but
it's the same as a bike.
I didn't really know. I had never thought about it that much. So, probably around, like, 30 minutes before, like, actually starting the loop, like, during breakfast, Tarj had told me that he watched a 10-minute video about how to drive a semi-automatic motorcycle and was feeling extremely confident, and I just kind of got that secondhand information from him.
I told him what I could remember.
Yeah, exactly, and that's basically how we went through it.
Yeah, and it didn't start off well because what happened?
Tarj followed the wrong group.
Yeah, I was at the back. I was at the back for some reason. I think I was adjusting my bike or whatever I was doing. And then I tried to catch up with the group. I saw a group of riders. I thought maybe this is them. Anyway, I started following this group and they were just going and going and going and going. And then I don't know if I realized, hey, this is the wrong group first, or if you called me, because you left me a bunch of missed calls and I didn't feel it until I filled you, and then I answered the phone and I was like, you were like, where are you? And bear in mind the bikes are empty with fuel.
Yeah.
So I maybe went like 2 kilometers on an empty tank, because what you're supposed to do is drive to like 200 meters.
Yeah, literally you make petrol. The first right to the gas station. Yeah, literally the first right. But I just kept going, and I maybe drove 2 kilometers up, got the call, she sent me her location, and then I had to drive 2 kilometers back, and I just went back to the hostel where we got the bikes from, and then that's where, because I was late.
Yeah. There was another guy who turned up late for Eric. His passport was, he had an issue with his passport in another hostel or something. So me and him came to the petrol together, because I feel like if I didn't come back to get him, he would have, I don't know, he'd maybe had to wait for another group or something, because we had already gone. So I caught up and getting used to the gears and stuff. And the first day was pretty chill. All the days were chill, really.
Yeah. I mean, the Ha Giang Loop is a must-do for me if you're going to Vietnam. Like, you don't have to ride yourself, but I personally feel like it's a one-of-a-kind experience if you do. So I would totally recommend it. The only downer, I'd say, is that if you do not have an international driver's license, there's a lot of police checkpoints along the route, because they know they can make a quick buck off you. And
it's a hassle, right? If you don't have one, it's a hassle. You don't need one. A lot of people don't have one, but it's a hassle, and then your group kind of not suffers, but has to work around that.
Yeah, they slow down. So there's 2 ways to go about it. So a lot of people don't have an international driver's license ahead of starting the Ha Giang Loop. So either you can just tell your group that you want to go through the police checkpoint. If you get stopped, you just pay the fine. And
you keep the receipt.
You
ask for a receipt. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you get stopped again, you can display it. Or what my group did for me was that for the first police checkpoint, our group leader had asked a local who was waiting there to actually pick me up and drive me past the police checkpoint.
That's what they do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
These locals just wait there to make money driving. Yeah,
exactly. And that was probably like 20 euros, more or less. Maybe it was like 500 dong, if I remember correctly.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And then there's actually another police checkpoint. And to get around that, our leader, our team lead, who is like the leader of like our motorcycle troop, like a local, and they actually have like a network of other leads who like will see police checkpoints and like WhatsApp each other and stuff like that. He actually took me through like a cornfield or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we went off-roading. Like my bike was like dirty by the end of it. Like there was so much mud kicked onto my pants. Like it was insane. I thought like I was getting smuggled out. Like that's how I felt.
Like they trying to get into to America from Mexico.
No, for real. It was giving that vibe.
Trying to
like,
avoid the police. Because I think you even said like, I don't want to do that again. I'll just pay the fine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, had I been asked before getting led down this, I would have said, let me just pay. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just pay.
It's the funniest thing. But no, like, I feel like that is such, like, it does slow down the group, but it is a nice gesture for them to be able to do that for you because it does take a lot more effort.
Yeah. But all the guides are expected to do this as, like, it's part of their job to maneuver you around the police.
Yeah.
But we gave him a tip in the end anyway.
Yes, we gave him a tip. He was like super appreciative about it.
Yeah, he was really happy.
Bet he took it straight to the brothel, which I was not aware about. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, well we'll get to that at the end of the loop. So we went through the most amazing, picturesque, mountainous roads.
Yeah.
I would say about 20% of the roads were under construction.
Yeah.
And maybe 10% was like broken roads, like no construction, but it was just broken down.
Like big cracks in the concrete. Like
and
we
big
had
stone roads too, like full of loose rocks.
Yeah.
And 70% of it was good drivable roads.
Yeah. Like the first day for sure, like the hairpin turns in some of the roads were like picturesque, you know what I mean? Like it was wild. It was so cool. But those last 30%, like we had met a lot of people who had either fallen or like gotten hurt or something or other like that. So it is
actually
dangerous.
as a tip to what you said earlier about you can do it yourself. If you do want to do it with an easy rider for whatever reason, just know that if you go to like one of the hostel groups like Jasmine tours or something, they only hire like really 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 young kids because it's cheaper to do so. And they drive so crazy because they're trying to impress the girls and stuff. There's a lot of young girls there they're trying to impress. And they do get to do more stops because they go so fast. But they are the groups that had the most accidents. Yeah,
for sure. Like, they will overtake you on a bend. Like, at one point, I can't remember where we were. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, there's two-way traffic and one guy squeezed into an area. Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, like it was... Yeah, it was actually, like, very scary. Yeah. Which is why I said, like, it was way safer, like, driving myself. Yeah, especially on some of these roads where there's, like, huge pieces of pavement missing, like, giant cracks. You're, like, going up and down, like 5 inches at a given time. It's way easier to balance yourself on a bike than, like, someone else behind you.
But I would add to that, I would say, if you do want to ride yourself and you're not so confident, even without an easy rider, I wouldn't book through Jasmine Tours because you're going to have the pressure to keep up with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And one of the tips when you're driving a motorbike and if you're not so confident is never chase.
Yeah.
Because when you chase, you drive how you wouldn't and you maybe make mistakes.
Yeah.
So, like for me, I never chased the convoy group.
Yeah.
I know they were usually all in a tight convoy, but I knew that the road was like hundreds of kilometers long and I would eventually catch up, so I never chased. And even though I know they wanted me to go faster, but thanks to me, you got to enjoy the roads longer.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cool. Moving on.
Yeah. Anyway, we did this amazing hike, excursions as well. We went to some waterfalls, many picturesque. Some of the roads were really nice. The more confident I got, the more I enjoyed the roads.
Yeah.
The hostels we stayed in at night were amazing. Family style dinners. The beds were really comfortable, like on the floor. Mattresses most of the time. It was a really good vibe with the group that we had. And so the last night of the loop, we did karaoke and stuff. And what was his name? Min? Yeah, Min pulled me aside. Min was very interested in me and Angela at the time. He kept saying, like, is this your girlfriend? Your girlfriends? Because obviously we're very close friends and a lot of people think we're together anyway. Ironically. Because we're together now.
Yeah.
But he pulled me aside one time. He was like, you and Angela have sex? And I was like, no, we're just friends. And then he was like, oh, I can take you brothel tonight. And I was like, no, I'm good. But then he obviously disappeared that night because he didn't join us for karaoke or anything. So obviously that's where he went. And I didn't tell Angela this because this was like the last night. And then in the morning when we were departing, we gave him a tip.
Like a very big tip,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, big tip. And I don't know if I told you...
You told me after.
After, yeah. So I told her afterwards. I guess because I didn't want to say it in front of everyone. Or I don't know why I didn't tell you. Or I just forgot maybe because I forget things a lot. And then I told you that's... Did you regret giving him such a big tip when I told you he goes to brothels?
I don't think I regretted it. I feel like he had worked for the tip. Like, he deserved that tip.
Yeah.
I just didn't love the fact that he was probably going to take it to a brothel.
Yeah. Like if I had told you that he offered to take me to brothel, would you have given him a smaller tip, you think?
No.
Oh, you felt like, okay, he deserves this tip. Whatever.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, he did help me bypass the police checkpoint. And that fine would have been like $1 million.
Yeah, but which... is all of their jobs as well. It's including their job role too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because the other group just went through the police checkpoint and that kid got fined.
But maybe because some people because our group initially was huge and it split off, right?
Yeah.
There was a guy who didn't have his IDB who was like, I'm going to pay the fines. So maybe they had
an agreement. Okay. Well, I was ready to pay the fines, but I think it was just nice that they helped us bypass it anyways. But yeah, I think in general,
new experience.
Yeah, new experience. Like, I thought he'd work for the tip, so
he was actually
that's fine.
He was a really nice guy, very smiley, very happy, very patient.
Yeah.
He was cool. And then we went to... Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Because I want to watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I think maybe we should pause because...
No, we'll do half an hour for the rest, okay?
Half an hour for the rest? Okay, so let's just do highlights and lowlights.
Yeah. So after that, we went to Sapa, which was a whole other drama in itself. What happened? Quickly detail what happened.
Okay, so what happened was... In Vietnam, there's these things called sleeper buses that are very popular.
Wait, one second. You keep talking. I'm just going to check the camera. See this is
okay, so there's these things called sleeper buses. And you tend to take them when the bus journey is quite long. That way, you get there, it's the morning. You didn't waste part of the day getting there. Yeah. So just to set the scene... We had just finished the Ha Giang Loop, and we were literally getting onto that sleeper bus that very same night. So... Connected behind the fridge.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you keep talking.
So, knowing that we were going onto a sleeper bus, Tarsh and I had changed into our pajamas, okay? As part of those pajamas, I was wearing his shorts with built-in underwear. This will become an important fact later. Usually I wear underwear with built-in shorts, but Tarsh was so adamant on me not wearing built-in underwear. He was like, you gotta try it. So I was like, okay, let me try it. So we get on the bus. We're the last people to get on this bus.
Yeah.
And we have our backpacks that we were using in the Ha Giang Loop with all our stuff, all our hiking gear.
Yeah, our favorite stuff.
Our favorite things, the most comfortable things we had. And the guy, the bus driver tells us to put it in cargo. And we're like, what? Yeah. But this is our personal affections. Yeah. So at the end, we lost the fight. The only thing we carried on our persons were the clothes we were wearing and our passports, essentially. Yeah. That was it. So we go on the sleeper bus. Fast forward 7-8 hours. We're in Sapa. We get off the bus. Everyone's collecting their stuff. Our stuff is literally nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Literally nowhere to be seen. It was like 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
Taj and I were in like flip-flops and shorts. Like, I don't even think I had a bra on, to be honest. And we're like, we tell the driver that our stuff is missing, and he was like, your passport's in it? And I was like, no. And he was like, okay, we'll figure it out in a few days. So we're like, okay, what can we do? So we walk to the fucking hotel. Mind you, again, 3 a.m. at this point. We check in. I go upstairs. I immediately see that I had got my period.
Yeah.
Mind you, built-in underwear, okay?
Yeah.
How does that work? So at 3 a.m. I was like, fuck. Like, I just got my period. So Tarsh and I make our way out to the middle of this random-ass fucking village to see if there's an open pharmacy. Short story, no open pharmacy. We go back up. Yeah. Literally such a shit show. So I like shove a bunch of... this is TMI probably.
Tips for the ladies.
Tip for the ladies. Other tip, in Southeast Asia, they don't really use tampons also. It's mainly just pads, exactly. Yeah. So the next day, we were initially supposed to start a hike at 9 a.m. the next morning.
Multi-day tour. Excursion.
Multi-day hike. We didn't have hiking clothes, let alone like hiking shoes, you know what I mean? Let alone, I literally didn't even have a pair of underwear to my name. Like, so first priority, pads, alright? So Tarsh, luckily, so gentlemanly, went and got that for me first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I had to go to 3 different pharmacies.
3 different pharmacies. Did you end up getting a tampon or no?
Yeah.
Okay, right. And these tampons have no applicators, by the way. It's just old school, regular, like little cotton buds that you just have to... Oh, great. Oh, no.
Did you break the...
I broke the straw.
Oh, no.
I broke the straw.
Wait, be careful.
Wait, no. I did... What is this?
Huh? Oh, this from the chair.
Oh, my God.
From the chair.
Okay, no, I didn't break it. I didn't break it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, you continue talking. I'll clean up.
So we delay our excursion by a day, so we can go out and buy the necessities. So we go out, we buy underwear, we buy hiking shoes. I had to buy 2 hiking shoes because the first one gave me plantar fasciitis.
Activated it.
Yeah, activated it. Then I had to buy another one, which was more expensive. We bought all this fake North Face gear because it was the cheapest thing to buy. So we head to toe in North Face. We bought a backpack. We bought underwear, socks, everything. And then so the next day we start the hike. And all this time we're trying to figure out what happened with our bags. And we do the hike. The hike was nice. And the Sapa as a town is beautiful. It was very cloudy when we went as well. But there's just such a problem with child exploitation in Sapa that it kind of took away from it. And the harassment of all the locals to try and make you buy things, like trying to be friendly, and then at the end they ask you for money and stuff. So, but other than that, Sapa was actually a beautiful place up in the mountains. It was cold, which was actually kind of nice.
It was refreshing, literally.
It was actually kind of nice. And then we did Sapa. We went back to Hanoi, and our guide, our travel agency who was trying to help us with the bags, ended up saying they could only give us 40 euros each bag, which my backpack alone was 40 euros.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And then so we took it anyway, and they sent us a video of the incident from the bus where the luggage hatch opened and our bags flew out on a bend. And pro tip, if you lose something, just say your passport was in there. They'll rush more.
They would have activated immediately.
But then pro tip.
Get an
AirTags,
AirTag.
yeah.
Get an AirTag.
Yeah, even if you don't have an Apple device, you probably do. You could still log into your browser and go and find mine on your browser, and you won't be able to like locate it using like precise location, but you'll still be able to see roughly where it is on there, and that would have definitely saved us.
Yeah.
Because the AirTag has this thing where it's usually always like sending a ping to your phone or your Apple device, and then when it loses that ping, it notifies you, hey, your AirTag's not there anymore, and it tells you the last place it was, so you can go there and get AirTags.
Get an AirTag.
Yeah.
Get an AirTag for sure.
So we bought a pack of 4 and we put it in everything.
Yeah. But honestly, like getting that pack of 4 AirTags, I think we were in Hue at this point, right? Like
it's very difficult to get AirTags because they don't have them.
Yeah, there's no like official Apple retailer. Like it was super sketchy. Like we had contacted a guy who said he might have some. And like he activated his network to see like who actually has them, and like someone bicycled all the way over to like where like we had to sit for like an hour, honestly.
But they do, if you are going to stay in one place long enough and you need AirTags, they have Apple Store but online. So they don't have any actual stores, but you can buy online and get delivered to a place.
For sure.
So after that, we went to...
We just started going south, so I think we went to Hue.
Yeah.
No, we went to Ninh first, which is like Ha Long Bay, but the land version.
Oh, that was really nice, actually.
Yeah, that was super really nice. Beautiful. Then we went to...
And we rent a bike nearly everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Then we did a Haivan Pass.
No, we went to Hue first. Remember the old city?
Yeah.
Where we rented the bike to do the Hainan Pass.
Yeah. And the Haivan Pass was actually really fun.
Yeah.
We had some okay bikes.
Yeah.
They weren't manual, but the Haivan Pass itself, half of it. Well, it took us a while to actually get to the Haivan Pass.
Yeah.
Because we stopped off on a seaside town, which was actually really
it was beautiful.
Nice. And in rainy season, most of the resorts and stuff are closed because it's not as popular. So we actually drove around in the dark trying to find places. We couldn't, and then we ended up eating somewhere. But when we got to the Haivan Pass, it was actually really cool. The driving was fun. Half of it was nice, and then the other half was non-stop raining.
Extremely rainy.
Yeah, so it wasn't as enjoyable, but it was still a fun loopy road.
Yeah.
But the Hajram loop was way better anyway, regardless in every way.
I think, like, I wasn't a fan, but I know a lot of people who were fans of Top Gear, and Tarsh was a fan. And they had done the Haivan Pass and like described it as one of like the most dangerous roads in the world, right, or something like that. And honestly, compared to the Hajram loop, it was nothing. But it was still beautiful and scenic and like twisty and turny.
We actually had some women. I think the hostel place before we actually set off on the Haivan Pass. She was like, "Don't do it. It's too dangerous."
Yeah.
That woman,
oh my gosh, she's so sweet though. The older lady, she's like, "Just don't do it."
We did it anyway.
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad. No, but that was great. Then we hit up Da Nang.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, we finished the loop where we gave the bikes back in Da Nang, though.
We gave it back in Da Nang.
Then we took up the train.
Da Nang. I don't know. Did we give it back in Hoi An? Somehow we got from Da Nang to Hoi An, right?
Yeah. But in Hoi An, did we have bikes in Hoi An? Motorbikes?
How'd we get to Hoi An? Didn't we drive?
Oh yeah, maybe it was Hoi An.
Yeah.
Maybe we passed through Da Nang.
No, we dropped off the bikes in Hoi An. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah. And Hoi An was really nice, actually.
Yeah, Hoi An was beautiful. Probably my favorite city in all of Vietnam. Like, so old school, like
400. How old is it? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but it was honestly like stepping back in history, like.
And the actual architecture of the city was so like well thought out for it being such an old city, and all the buildings were original.
Yeah.
It's full of lanterns at night time.
Yeah.
Boats. It was such a picturesque. The food was delicious.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, we had a great tour with Bao.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a great tour with
Yeah.
Bao. Our hotel people were really nice.
Yeah.
Then we went to.
We took an overnight bus to Dalat.
Oh yeah, Dalat. Oh, Dalat was quite nice as well, actually.
Dalat, yeah, it was more of like a town in the mountains. So it was a bit cooler.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice.
We rode
mainly
around.
just like we rode around. Mainly just like walking around parks and stuff like that.
Then from Dalat we took the train, right?
From Dalat we took a bus to Ho Chi Minh.
We took a train.
No, we took a bus. We took a train from like Ninh Bình somewhere, didn't we?
Okay, well we took a train. I wanted to jump off the train halfway.
No, that wasn't Ho Chi Minh though. Let's go to the maps.
Okay,
Go on. Go on. Fucking such an English thing to say. Okay, search. Buddy, your memory is so bad.
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh was not the train. We missed the train.
But I thought we got the train from Dalat though, that's why.
No, from Dalat we went to Ho Chi Minh via bus.
Ah, okay.
But I think we went from Ninh Bình to Hue
Okay.
by train.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Is this later in time or? Yeah, see? Look, see, we...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As always.
Yes, so Hoi An to Dalat was by bus, and then Dalat to Ho Chi Minh was by bus. This was the one where, like, we literally got off the bus an hour outside of Ho Chi Minh at, like, 3 a.m., and we couldn't figure out how to get to...
In some auction, it looked like an auction house.
Yeah.
Trying to get into the fucking next bus. Luckily, some guy helped us.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just kind of like traveling in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta do what the locals are doing because
Yeah.
that's the cheapest, most efficient way to get there. Sometimes it's difficult, but like the people are so nice.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
they're very, very nice people.
Yeah, like.
And then we got to Ho Chi Minh. What did we do in Ho Chi Minh? We didn't really do much. We didn't have too much time.
Yeah, we didn't have much time in Ho Chi Minh. I do wish we got to see like the Coochie tunnels.
Oh yeah, well, that's one thing we skipped. Everyone said that was so amazing.
Yeah,
Coochie tunnels.
The Coochie tunnels, but we didn't have time, so we mainly did like a food tour.
Yeah.
Ate a lot of banh mi. Like Tarsh
Ooh,
and I love banh mi.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then we flew back to Thailand essentially.
Yeah, went to the south of Thailand.
Yeah. So essentially we had done this loop. So we did Bangkok to like the north of Thailand, all the way to the northeast of Vietnam, made our way south, and then flew west back to Phuket.
Yeah, and Phuket was the south of Thailand. In most places we went to, we didn't really like it. It was too touristy.
Yeah, I hated Phuket. Like, it looked like a trashy Disney World Times Square type of energy. Like, all these white girls getting their hair, like, braided. Like, it was just trashy.
Yeah, it wasn't the experience that we were looking for.
Yeah.
And then we went down to Krabi and stuff, and met my cousin, who has a weed shop, weed dispensaries there. We hung out with him. Then the next day I broke my phone in the sea. Not my fault. Valencia Apple Store fucked my phone up. They didn't waterproof it because, as you know, I swim with my phone usually.
Water resistant, boo.
Yeah.
It's not waterproof.
Same.
Okay.
Anyway, then we eventually got to PP and stuff, and that was still very touristy.
Yeah, extremely touristy, way more expensive
Yeah.
than what is an island. But, I mean, beautiful, absolutely
it's
beautiful.
It's very pretty, but and we went in off season and we still thought it was too much.
Yeah.
So imagine going when it's peak season. It would have been unbearable for us. But luckily we asked around and we were like, what's the best island for no tourism?
Yeah.
And then we found
Koh Lanta.
Koh Lanta, yeah.
Koh Lanta.
We loved Koh Lanta.
We loved Koh Lanta. Like, we got this little hut.
Yeah, the bungalow.
Bungalow, like 2 minutes from the beach, walking.
Very nice beach.
Very nice beach. Like, we chilled at the same restaurant probably every single day. There was like, it was absolutely gorgeous. We also did our open water driver's license there, and we ended up going to 2 islands off the coast of Koh Lanta. Probably like a 3-hour boat ride round trip. And dove there, and like the biodiversity there was amazing.
The diving was so cool.
Yeah.
And then we did the diving, finished up, and then we went to... What did we do after Koh Lanta?
After Koh Lanta, we went back to Krabi, and then we flew to Malaysia.
Oh yeah, Malaysia.
Yeah.
We were there for a week.
Yeah, a little bit shy of a week.
The food was crazy.
Yeah.
The apartments that we stayed in.
Oh my god, it was so modern.
Crazy.
Like, all these high rises.
Yeah.
Our building had a
infinity pool.
Infinity pool, exactly.
Yeah, and a gym.
And
it was so high up.
It was
we
was
had a walk-in
amazing.
Wardrobe.
Oh my god, yeah, we
shower.
were living the life of luxury, and it was probably like 40 euros a night.
It was 40 euros a night, yeah. 20 euros each for
20 euros each,
most amazing views.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was absolutely gorgeous. The food was amazing. Like, there's such a mix of like
it's like
East
Indian
Asian
food.
and like South Asian cultures. Like,
Spicy
it was
food, just eating that with my hands.
Yeah, Tarsh was right in his element. They of course gave me a fork and a spoon. I was not complaining.
Yeah, I had so much curry under my fingernails. I had to cut my fingernails.
Shut the fuck up.
And then we went to and then we went up to Highlands, Cameron Highlands, for a bit of cool, because I think you was like you wanted some cool air because it was so hot everywhere we went. Cameron Highlands was pretty cool. We went to some hikes. We met some cool people at the hostel.
Yeah.
There's lots of cats. All of a sudden, you became a cat mama.
Yeah. Oh my god, they just came to me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and then that was such a short stint because we had to go to Indonesia.
Yeah.
To meet Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Carmen. So we had a month with Carmen.
Yes, correct.
We had a month with Carmen, and it was very nice to reconnect because we haven't seen her in 4 months. In 3 months.
In 3 months, yeah.
No, 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, and it was her first time.
Traveling outside of Europe.
Outside of Europe, she was very nervous. She's a high anxiety gal.
High anxiety.
So we got there. We got there a day before, right? Or no?
No, we arrived that same morning, and she waited for us at the airport.
Or we waited for her.
No, she waited for us.
She arrived
at a different terminal.
Yeah. So there was some confusion there, but we ended up linking up. Then we went to Jakarta.
We landed in Jakarta.
Yeah, Jakarta was crazy. It was such a culture shock, especially for the girls. Not for me, but for the girls, because we went to a place. We went to the slums, basically, and there was no tourists there. We were like the only tourists.
Yeah.
And
lots of eyes.
Yeah, all the guys were... Every guy was looking at Carmen and Angela.
What's my name?
Angela. And her. And yeah, because they were showing some skin as well. Initially on the first day, you were both wearing like the
Yeah, like I think we were both wearing tank tops.
Yeah.
And mind you, like it is like 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's so
out.
hot.
Like
so
what is that in Celsius? I don't even know. Like
it's
30s.
like 30 degrees. You don't really want to wear many clothes anyway.
Yeah.
But this was such a Islamic area.
Islamic.
Yeah, Islamic.
Islamic.
It was a Musa fest. People were praying in the streets, like the streets were being closed. People were bowing up and down.
Kira's listening to this like, I literally don't care.
And yeah, so that was a culture shock. We walked around. The food was delicious again. We ate lots of fruit and mangoes and all this
mangoes
stuff.
were sick.
Mangoes are nice.
They tried durian for the first time.
Yeah, that was delicious actually. Yeah, I was so scared to do it. Then we got out of the Muslim place. We went to...
This is the world's... Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes. I can't even listen to it and I'm a first-hand participant.
Then we made our way east to Bali. We had a stop off in another place. I can't remember the name.
Yogyakarta.
Yeah, to see some temples and stuff, which were very expensive.
Like 30 euros entry.
More. Wasn't it 70 euros each?
No, I don't think so.
In
like
total
maximum,
for both?
I think.
We paid twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one day, and we visited them all in one day.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it was quite expensive.
Yeah. And then we booked a van.
We booked a luxury van. A minivan showed up, like an old school, like
7-seater.
mom's like soccer car minivan showed up. No space in the trunk because the back seat had to get turned up so you guys could actually sit there. So
me and this other poor guy.
Yeah, so there's 5 passengers, not including the driver, in this minivan. All our shit
6.
is like wedged.
You're forgetting the old lady, the fucking entitled old lady that came late and sat in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she wasn't old, she
was
the
older lady.
Like 35.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Is it time for bananas?
Yeah, go get the bananas. No, just go get it. And we'll eat it here.
Should we do a mukbang?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I knock over this camera?
Just be careful.
Just be careful.
Just don't do it.
Alright, mukbang.
Show it
It's
to
now
the
a
camera.
mukbang show.
Show it to the camera. Oh.
Tarsh made mukbang. Chocolate dipped bananas. Alright, let's just...
I'll take this one.
Mmm.
So yeah, we had the worst ride of our lives. It was like 8 hours. The guy was overtaking literally everyone and anyone. He was chain smoking the whole time in the van while he was driving. We made halfway. We made a stop for an hour. Chain smoking non-stop.
He must have smoked 2 packets.
Yeah, easy. Because we initially we all fell asleep for like the first hour, but then when we realized how dangerous this guy was driving, we all immediately ran to the group chat. We were like, "Hey, is anyone else seeing this?" This guy was driving so crazy, and then none of us could sleep after that because there was no headrest. It was so uncomfortable, no reclining, and this guy was just trying to kill us.
The adrenaline was like...
Yeah, there was too much adrenaline to sleep once we realized how crazy he was driving. And then, once we got there, he bumped us to take us to some temple or something. Where do we go? Yeah, he took us to some temple. My broken English is very good, and I definitely agreed.
It's true.
I definitely agreed with him beforehand with figures on the table to be like, you're going to take us here, then take us to our hotel for this price. He said yes. And then shock, once we get there, he was like, no, I can't do that price. Anyway, we paid him anyway. And then we went to Bali. This was when we got to Bali. And we went around. We got some motorbikes. We went around. We went to, what was that town up north? Ubud. That was quite nice. It was a very chill vibe. Then we went to an island. Where did we go? To an island?
Went to Nusa Penida.
Went to Nusa Penida and those islands. That was really nice. Mm-hmm. From there, we went to the Gili Islands. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Saw turtles. Lots of snorkeling. All of that. We would definitely recommend the smaller islands than Bali. Mm-hmm. Then we took a boat 4-day Komodo trip to the Komodo Islands, which was the highlight for me of Indonesia.
Same.
Met some really awesome people. We had an air-conditioned cabin. Must. Yeah, unless you're like... If you're under 25, you need to struggle. You need to be down there with the peasants in the heat and sweat. And
all I'm going to say was that first day, I was sitting around a table with all the 25-year-olds, and they're complaining about their lodging. And then they looked to me and was like, oh, you're a cabin girl. I was like, bitch, I'm 30 years old, okay? I've done my time. Why are you not giving shit to the 18 and the 20-year-olds who are up there with us?
Yeah.
They should be struggling. Like, literally, it was fucking Hunger Games on that boat. Like, I remember there was one night, the 20-year-old that was in our cabin that I called number 4 because he was, like, the only person I didn't know, turned the AC so high that I freaking threw on my winter jacket and a pair of pants. Cold. Yeah, it was so cold.
Because I remember exactly what happened. We walked in and he was complaining that it was too hot. So he put the aircon at the coldest temperature. Yeah.
And what did he say?
So you were like, you put on your winter jacket, which is crazy because, to add context, there's people downstairs who want to sleep naked but they can't because they're all squished like sardines and it's boiling hot. She's in the room with her winter jacket because it's too cold. But the worst thing is because his name was Winston. He was drunk that night, so that's why he put the aircon so cold. But then he woke up in the morning and he was like, yo man, I was freezing. Why was the room so cold? And Angela wanted to fucking split.
I was about to fuck him up. I was gonna fuck him up. Because the worst part is he was sleeping in the bottom bunk and we were sleeping in the top bunk where the AC is directly pointed at. So I was fucking pissed. And then when he walks in to turn up the AC, he's like, turn this up or we're just as good as the deck people.
Yeah, he was a character.
Yeah,
And I think you tried not to tell people that you were in your jacket, but you had to tell them. And then they were just like, this bitch is complaining it was too cold. I know they were fuming.
I know. That was my fault though. I wasn't turning it up like that.
But then that trip was amazing. We saw some whale sharks.
Fun. We met some really cool people. Yeah. And I feel like that's the best part of the travels is because, like, obviously Tarj, Carmen, and I were super, super close already. But we met a lot of cool people on the trip as well. Like, really solid people.
And we had loads of great conversation with them. We went out with them when we arrived at our destination. And then we flew back to Bali.
Tarj, no one's going to listen to this podcast.
It doesn't matter. We stayed a few days in Bali.
We're going to be gone for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Can we point the camera towards the
sink? Our gym sessions are like over an hour. Anyway. Then Thing left us. Carmen left us.
Thing left us.
Then we went to Philippines. We did so much. Philippines was really nice. Yeah. No mangoes though.
Yeah,
which was the main reason why we even wanted to go there.
Yeah.
We just went in the wrong season. Shout out to Koshan Uncharted who sent us everywhere.
Literally, he sent us there. He sent us down.
Yeah, we got out of the cities. We went north to this quiet little town, which was really nice. Then we went to... Where did we go? I don't remember Philippines anymore. We went down south to Coron. We took a boat trip to some other islands. The boat was actually fun. There was loads of kids.
Yeah.
That we were making friends with.
Yeah.
They gave us food and stuff, and it was cheaper than flying. Then we just made our way around those islands. We did lots of snorkeling. lots of excursions. In these beautiful places, like underneath mountains. Then we went to Coron. We took another boat to Coron. We did a few excursions there. Where did we do our diving? In Coron?
We did it, no, in Cebu.
Oh yeah, sorry. Then we went to Coron. Then we did some stuff there. Then we went to Cebu. Was that flight?
From Puerto Princesa.
Yeah, we flew from Puerto Princesa to Cebu. We did lots of diving. I got an ear infection.
Wait, but right after I got
Oh yeah, you got an ear infection. Then yours cleared up. We did the diving. Then I got an ear infection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after we got our diving, we went up north from Cebu to Kilingamun.
Yeah.
No, to Malapascua.
Malapascua, yeah.
Where we did some more diving to see the fresher sharks.
Yeah.
They were super interesting.
They're beautiful. Such gentle creatures.
They look so scary because of their eyes and tails.
Yeah.
Shout out to that white kid who, due to his lack of calmness and his fucking dangerous flailing around, he used up too much air, and we missed out on seeing a huge tiger shark by like a few minutes.
And those are so rare.
Yeah, they're
too.
so rare. So we missed out on that. Then we went back. From Cebu, we went back to Cebu, and then we flew home.
Yeah.
And we had a great trip. We started dating thanks to the trip.
Thanks to the trip.
Yeah. It took her a whole trip on the other side of the world to realize how amazing I was. And then, yeah, we've come back now. We're in Spain. Life's good. Yeah, that's it.
We're going to London soon.
Yeah, we're going to London soon.
Kira, we're bringing you in
6
a van.
months. So you're probably going to listen to this a lot when we leave your house.
Yeah.
To go out and socialise.
Yeah, sorry, babe.
And, yeah, that's it.
Love you, Kira.
Love you. Okay, cut.